welcome back to another weekend review on the Football Zone. And what a crazy weekend this was. And we start off with perhaps one of the most craziest games of them all. Brighton 2, Manchester United 3. Brighton went ahead in the 40th minute for a Neil Maupay penalty before Lewis Dunk gifted Man United a goal. Marcus Rashford put them 2-1 up before it looked like they had won. Solly Marsh equalised in the 95th minute. Then everything mad happened. They started shaking hands before it's a penalty after the game's finished. And Bruno Fernandes slotted it home for a very lucky win. I just don't know what to say. At Selhurst Park, it finished Crystal Palace 1, Everton 2. Dominic Calvert-Lewin put Carlo Ancelotti's men ahead early on before Koyate equalised. However, a goal from Richarlison from the spot saw Everton pick up a crucial win, and they maintain their 100% record, where Crystal Palace lose theirs, but very solid start to the season for both sides. What a crazy game this was. West Brom 3, Chelsea 3. West Brom somehow raced into a 3-0 lead early on, with 2 goals from Callum Robertson and Cole Bartley. However, 10 minutes into the second half, Chelsea's recovery started. Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi and a stoppage time equaliser from Tammy Abraham sealed a point for Chelsea. But with all the money they'd spent, they need to be much better. I know it will take time, but they've got to win games like this. Turf Moor, it finished Burnley 0, Southampton 1. An early goal from Danny Ings separating the two sides. Burnley will be disappointed. This will be a game where they really thought they could have won. As for Saints, it's a big result for them to get their first points of the season. Next up, a local derby. I wish there were fans for this one, especially for Limson last minute. It was a fairly show game before Patrick Bamford put Leeds ahead right at the death to seal them a win. And what a start they've had to the season, taking Liverpool all the way and winning their other two. As for Sheffield United, still without a point. They've got a tough game next week. I do worry for them. Next up, at Tottenham, they absolutely dominated Newcastle. Lucas Moura put them ahead in the 25th minute. They should have had 5 or 6 other goals. But no, a ridiculous handball on Eric Dyer gave Newcastle a penalty opportunity, which Callum Wilson converted in what must be the most lucky draw of all time. This new rule is ridiculous. Please scrap it. Next up, at the City ground, it was Man City 2, Leicester 5. Who saw that coming? Especially after Riyad Mahrez put City ahead in the 4th minute. Jamie Vardy, with a hat-trick, 2 from the spots, gave Leicester a 3-1 lead before James Maddison made it 4. Nathan Ake pulled one back before another penalty from Yuri Tillemans gave Leicester a dominant win. And honestly, I really did not see this coming, and City do look in trouble. The signing of Ruiz Diaz will be a big one if they can get that over the line. This is another result where you ask, who saw that coming? West Ham 4, Wolves 0, with all of the state that West Ham are at the moment. 2 goals from Jared Bowen, a Raul Jimenez all goal, and Sebastian Haller goal sealed them a dominant win, and what a big result to get their first points of the season in this very tough run for them. Craven Cottage, it finished Fulham 0, Villa 3, in what was quite frankly an embarrassing night for Scott Parker's defence. Jack Grealish put Villa ahead early on, and then goals from Conor Hourihane and Tyrone Mings finished off a miserable evening for Fulham, and they just don't look good enough. Scott Parker, I don't think he's good enough. That back line, not good enough. I really do worry for them. As for Villa though, it looks very promising for them, and I think a top 5 finish could be on. At Anfield, it finished Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. Arsenal took the lead early on after a terrible mistake from Andy Robertson. However, Liverpool quickly raced into a 2-1 lead following a poor bit of goalkeeping from Leno, and then Andy Robertson scored. Diego Jota scored late on to seal the win for the champions on his home debut, and that's a great win for Liverpool. But I think Arsenal will take positives from it too, so I don't think either side will be too disappointed, really, to be honest. On to the EFL now. Huddersfield 1, Nottingham Forest 0. 2 teams were up a point coming into this. Fraser Campbell giving Huddersfield a pretty lucky win, I have to say. But this is a big win for Huddersfield, gets them some points. As for Forest, though, I do worry for them. 0 points after 3 games. Who saw that coming? I do feel for Sabri Lamucci as well. He could well be on the edge. On Saturday, there was a big derby. Watford 1, Luton 0. A Pedro strike saw Watford win. Pretty close game actually, but Watford probably deserved the win. And that keeps up both sides pretty solid start. Luton 6, Watford 7. They'll both be happy with that. Adams Park, it finished Wickham 0, Swansea 2. Two early goals from Andre Ayew and Jamal Lowe saw a comfortable win seal for the Swans. And I do worry for Wickham, they just don't look like a championship standard team, and I think every championship team could walk all over them pretty much at the moment. Pretty drab game at Oakwell saw both teams keep up their pretty drab starts of the season, but the main talking point is Gerhard Struber going to New York Red Bulls. This would be a disaster for Barnsley. He's done such a great job there, and I really do worry for them this season if he goes, because he's such a great manager. Andrews, it finished Birmingham 1, Rotherham 1. Kieran Sadler put Rotherham ahead in the 87th minute from the spot before Birmingham got a penalty in the 90th minute, and Mr. Bella scored for Birmingham to seal them a point in what was probably quite lucky, not great performance from them. And after last week, you really expect them to be winning those sort of games. At the Cardiff City Stadium, it finished Cardiff 1, Reading 2. Who saw that coming? 9 points out of 9 now for the Royals. Following goals from Michael Morrison and Lucas Schwal put them 2-1 ahead. Goal from Lou Tomlin made it 1-2. But Veljko Parnovic, what a job he's done there. And if they can keep it going, they could be onto something this year. As for Cardiff, they really need to sort out their home form. Another result where you say, who saw this coming? Derby 0, Blackburn 4. Wow. Blackburn raced into a 3-0 lead early on through 2 goals from Mr. Dolan and Bradley Johnson. Adam Armstrong added a 4th with 10 minutes to go as Derby move into the relegation zone without a point yet. And you've got to worry for Philip Cocu, but Blackburn, 2 goals in the last game, and on aggregate it finished 9-0 in the last 2. Wow, I don't know what Tony Mowbray's given that side. Then it finished Millwall 1, Blackburn 1. Jeb Wallace giving Millwall an early lead before Ivan Toney with his first goal for Brentford, equalising things up, which continues both sides. Pretty average start to the season, not great but not awful. At Preston, it finished Preston 0, Stoke 1, following an early red card for Tom Birkenhausen, which allowed Lee Gregory to pick up the only goal of the game. And Preston will be disappointed with their start, only 1 point from 3. As for Stoke, the first win of the season, they've had a pretty average start as well, to be honest. Next up, it finished QPR 1, Middlesbrough 1. Chupa Akpom scored in the 19th minute to give them the lead before Bright Asai Samuel scored in the 28th minute to level things up for QPR. Both sides, not a great start to the season. QPR 4 points, they'll be happy enough with that. As for Middlesbrough, 2 points. I doubt they'll be over the moon with that. Finished Bristol City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0 on Sunday. Goals from Tom Rowe and Jamie Patterson in the second half saw Bristol City maintain their great start to the season. As for Sheffield Wednesday, they'll be disappointed after such a good start to the season, and they're still on -8 points. Final game of the weekend, AFC Bournemouth 1, Norwich 0. A fairly tight game, but a goal in the first half sealed the win. Bournemouth on 7 points, Norwich on 4 points. Bournemouth will be very happy, Norwich not so much. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my other channels on the screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.